Hello YouTube and welcome back to Daily Life. I hope you enjoyed your weekend. My weekend was quite nice. It was rainy on Saturday and sunny on Sunday. So you get kind of half and half in there. Today I'm talking about the news. It is Monday, October the 28th, 2013. You notice that I decided to dress the part today. I thought, I'm talking about the news. This is kind of like TV. I'm going to put a suit on. Now, what you don't know is that I actually put on the top half of the suit because, of course, since I'm sitting down, you can't see that I'm actually wearing sweatpants and my shirt's not tucked in. So there you go. But you'll never be able to see that because, as I said, I'm sitting at a desk. Which makes you kind of wonder, do news anchors wear actual pants? Or are they just sitting around in their pajamas too? I don't know. It's a topic for debate. But anyway, the news. A lot of cool things about the news. There's two kinds of news. Good news and bad news. Sorry, this is... Anyway. Good news is good and bad news is bad. Good news consists of things like... somebody winning a contest. That's good news. What other good news items are? So there's a lot more bad news than good news because bad news, like when they write in magazines, when they do news stories, bad news sells more, I guess. Bad news would be like a bombing in Iraq. It's kind of depressing. Bad news would be like political scandals, wasting people's money. There's all kinds of news. And there's funny news stories. It's a slow news day when at the end of the news, I'm talking about TV news, but when they end the broadcast with some ridiculous story about a salamander that can jump 3 feet in the air, you probably know it's a slow news day. The other way to look at news is there's TV news and print news. Now, obviously, right now I'm dressed for TV news. If you're a print reporter, you can write news stories however you want. If you're on TV, you have to look nice, and because otherwise, no one wants to watch a slop. That's why I put a suit on for you today. Because I'm doing TV news and didn't want to look like a slop. Yeah. Sorry, I like the way I look in a suit, so I'm kind of distracting myself right now, which is maybe I should do another one on suits, and then I'll put a suit back on, put a different tie on, because Anyway, but I'm supposed to be talking about news right now, and I got another 6 minutes to do it. So let's talk about news. The first thing about news is that it's new. Why would you... I guess in some respects, that's what separates history from news. History is old stuff, and news is new stuff. So why don't they call history the olds? It's a question. You should ponder about that for the next 5 seconds. Done. Alright. Back to the new news. News is prevalent in people's lives. It is everywhere, You can't walk down the street without seeing a newsstand. You can't turn on your TV without seeing some form of news at night. It's 11 o'clock. You're watching news. I don't care what channel you're watching. The news is on. It's always there. You can't get away from it. Some people don't mind this. Some people like news. I like news. I watch it every night. In the country where I live, there's 2 major national newscasts. Some nights I watch both of them. Some nights if I'm tired, I just watch one. It's a personal decision. And I read the newspaper. Not many people read newspapers anymore. Why? Twitter. I guess some people find that it's better to get news in 140 character sound bites. I don't think that's a great way to get news. But that's me. You'll have to excuse me if I'm sniffing a lot. I have a cold right now, so I'm not on drugs. Sometimes when people are sniffing a lot, you assume they're on drugs. I've never done a drug in my life, though, so you can rule out that possibility. I'm just sitting here talking to you about news. News, right. Why is the Saturday paper so much bigger than every other day? Okay, first of all, Saturday is a day when there should be less news because people don't do as many things on Saturday. So fewer things should happen on Saturday. So why is the Saturday bigger? Why is the Saturday paper 3 times as big as every other day? I don't know. Why is the Sunday paper so much smaller than every other day? You know, can you make the paper one size? That would really help a lot. I don't understand. You have the regular weekday paper that come every day, and you have this massive Saturday paper, and then the Sunday paper is like 4 pages. Something had to happen on Saturday. What was it? That's what I'm paying you to write about. What happened on Saturday? Maybe the reason the paper is so small on Sunday is because nobody was doing anything because they were spending the whole damn day reading this giant paper on Saturday. That's a possibility. But I don't know. So that's newspapers. TV news. You know, if you could see what people look like when they're not doing the news, they look like regular people. But if you're watching women do the news, they get dressed up and their makeup. Why is it that women feel the need to put on 4 times as many makeup when they're doing the news as in just regular life? Yes, you're on national television. Yes, millions of people are watching you. Nobody's that judgmental. You know? But I guess then the question is, well, why do people feel the need to dress up in suits? To look good for the news. Another distinction, so I've done good news, bad news, TV news versus newspapers. They also have what you have hard news and soft news. Now, hard news is stories like things that happened that day, right? Some bomb went off in Iraq. That's hard news. You know, the government shut down in the United States. That's hard news. Mike Duffy. That's about as hard as news comes. Soft news is like something that can be reported on any day of the week. So they found a new drug that helps with cancer. It's a great news story. Not hard news, though. Public drunkenness at a university campus. Again. It's not hard news. It's called soft news. Those are some examples. Anyway, that's all I really had to say about that. Sorry. I'm just kind of liking, this may run a little longer than 10 minutes. I kind of like looking at myself in a suit. I look pretty good in a suit. To toot my own horn. But I do. I have a pretty good news anchor's voice, and maybe I'll sign off with it today. I'm going to have to do that pretty soon because this is ending in 50 seconds. And I guess that was a good time to sign off. Hopefully you liked this discussion. Talk about news. I call these talks. In case you haven't watched the last 2 weeks. I don't know why you haven't been because it's pretty good stuff, but you should start watching The Daily Life more often. Tomorrow I'm going to be talking about the 1990s. Wonderful period of time. It's when I grew up. I personally feel that if you didn't grow up in the 1990s, you're missing out. So stay tuned for that, the 1990s. And that's all I have to say for right now. I hope you enjoyed this talk about the news. And we'll see you tomorrow. Have a great evening. Oh yeah, I was going to sign out. Oh, by the way, also, I need an internet name. So anyone out there who watches this, because I hate just referring to myself as the host. Anyway, I don't have time to sign off because I'm over 10 minutes, but we'll see you tomorrow.